welcome to the birth of the Mastermind Investment Club. Woo! Yeah. So seriously, this has been working. This has been something in the works for months and months and months. We actually started getting some memberships a few months ago. But to me, I kind of had this epiphany that today really is the birth. This event, the Freedom Fest, Free Enterprise, Capitalism, is really the birth. This is our coming out party. So I want to say thank you very much for coming. Spend your time with us, spend your valuable time with us for us to share with you our vision to perpetuate free enterprise capitalism and do what? Create wealth. Create wealth for who? Everyone that wants to join our club.
That's right.
Right? So that's what it's all about. So I know a lot of you have already heard the presentation, but we do have a few new people in the room that haven't heard the presentation. We even have a partner in the room who hasn't heard the presentation. So for some of those guys, he unfortunately was in a bad car accident, couldn't make it, but he's here now. So I want him to hear.
Can't keep me down for too long. I just look a little stiff, and I'm not jumping up and down.
We're happy you're here, buddy. I mean, that's teamwork right there, coming across the country for this. So he hasn't really heard the four of us say this. He knows what's going on, honestly. But we want to kind of share with you. So I'm going to give a little short intro, and then we're going to each bat it back for him. We want to answer any questions you have. So the idea is we have a club of investors, and we can help finance entrepreneurs, speed to market, speed to money, get that capital to them fast. We want to pick up the phone, we want to do a webinar, we want to email you, we want to do a webinar, we want to have you get on the webinar, we want to present you with an opportunity, everyone give their indication of interest, and within a week we can fund deals. Now, everyone says, well, why doesn't Kevin just write the check? Why doesn't Greg just write the check? Why doesn't Michael just write the check? We do write checks. We have made lots of investments over the years. But we see so many deals that we can't take advantage of.
Greg, I'm going to use your own words because I hear every day as Kevin's business partner. It's the bet you don't know what you. This is the greatest deal. And I always say, because of Greg, how many deals do you see a year? And they say, almost 20. And I say, I've seen 20 deals of the past 48 hours. So everybody just take a deep breath. On the best of us,
all right. Jimmy,
you gotta do it.
You just took 2 or 3 minutes of my presentation.
Hey,
Jimmy, keep going.
You're all welcome.
You're
very welcome.
You just finished for me.
So no, really, we really do see an amazing amount of deal flow, and we really want to kind of hammer home what we refer to as the DVR method of investing, but we changed it today because of Michael invented the new acronym, which is the DVRS. The DVRS.
DVRs.
The DVRs. So the DVRs. So here's kind of the premises of it. Deal flow. D. The four of us, between the four of us, we see amazing deals. We could talk for hours about the deals and the opportunities that come our way.
And I intend to.
And you don't care.
Just kidding.
Give me a cocktail, please. B. Bet the deals. You talked about it at our breakout today. The amazing way we bet deals, the speed that we bet deals is amazing, and that kind of stuff. And then the R is our Rolodex. Well, who in our Rolodex can we leverage that has these expertises to make things happen and control things and accelerate the growth, accelerate the success, and decrease the risks? And then the S, which is newly added as of today, forever, is structure. Because this guy is one of the most creative thinkers in the investment banking world when it comes to deal structure. It's structuring deals that protect the investors, and when you're with us, that's us, right? Now we want to finance entrepreneurs, we want to help create jobs, we want to stimulate the economy, but really it's about protecting the investment dollar and the investment community that's with us, and then making return that investment, creating wealth.
He also has a real good idea, like I do with him, about structuring private deals as well. Very, very good.
True.
Love working with Michael.
Of course. One attorney to another. See, there's the attorney endorsement of the attorney.
Your retainer check's in the mail.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, with that being said, for those of you that are new, I just want to kind of personally introduce this team because I'm humbled to be standing here in front of you with the idea that I got Kevin Harrington, the original shark on Shark Tank, over 175 episodes. He's taken over 50,000 pitches in his career. He's had multiple $100 million infomercial products, $6 billion in sales. And the guy is an absolute rock star and a fantastic friend of mine. And who invested with me. I met him on stage, backstage at a green room at some event. And he invested with us. Now he's a controlling shareholder of Angel Investors Network. So let's give it up for Kevin Harrington.
Kevin Harrington.
Bert Ullman, arguably the biggest branding mogul on the planet, because he did a $3.5 billion deal with Kohl's, which was the largest deal ever done with celebrity licensing and or whatever, celebrity retail deal. Partners with Tommy Hilfiger, took multiple companies into the hundreds of millions of dollars, and to be exact, one company to 700 million, one to about 800 million. And I always tell people, look, I'm good at what I do, but I could never run a $100 million company, let alone a $500 million company. I have no idea what that looks like. He knows what that looks like. He's the guy behind the guy. Now he's the guy with us. And I love, he came to our event, and he spoke at our event, and I'm so humbled because he started his speech off, what does Tommy Hilfiger, one of the biggest fashion brands ever built, have in common with Greg Ryder? And the crowd's like, I don't know, what's he have in common? He says, me! I'm partners with both of them. So I'm very humble. Thank you very much, Bert, for being on my team and trusting me. Michael Fiedler, this guy, I remember going back to, we did this deal called Pro Book, the Pro Athletes Business Directory, in the mid-90s. He flies out, he's doing financings, 10 million, 100 million, all over the world, Europe, funds, hedge funds. I mean, he comes out, sits in my office, and starts cranking out documents and cranking out deal stuff. You remember that? That was one of our other failures, because that deal never made it, right? You have some winners, you have some losers.
Hey, you learn more from those than you do your winners.
That's right. So this guy's the real deal. He's got a criminal law background, a securities law background, a civil law background. He's got the licenses. He can protect us. He can structure the deals. He understands financing. And more importantly, he loves entrepreneurs and loves to help create that creative process. So thank you very much for being a part of the whole thing. So with that being said, I want you guys to give a couple minutes each, not 5, not 20, not 30, because that was for me. give a couple minutes on what this is all about from your perspective.
Okay. Well, so today at the presentation we had earlier, I talked a little bit about vetting and what I look for in a product, because I get pitched quite a bit, and so I'm not going to talk about vetting tonight. I'm just going to talk about how I get some of the stuff that comes to me, because that, at the end of the day, the more really cool things we have to look at, the more opportunities everybody here has, the better off we all are, because we can take the cream of the crop and go from there. So my kind of on a weekly, monthly basis, I do somewhere around 30 trade shows a year. So I've been to the Chicago Houseware Show 31 out of 32 years. And now when I go to shows, just like we did here, the Pitchtank, how many were at Pitchtank just this week, right? Most of you? So, you know, we had about 1,000 applications that came into Pitchtank, whittled that down to 20-something, and that got whittled down to 5, and we only took 5 pitches, but there's about 1,000, give or take, companies that are presenting their opportunity to us. So this is one trade show for me. I do this at the Houseware Show, the Hardware Show, the Fitness Show, the Beauty Show, Golf Show, the Toy Fair, on and on and on. And so I speak at all these conferences, and
You bring Jimmy to all these
also
shows?
I bring Jimmy to all these conferences, and I also, contractually, when I do this, the conference is obligated to put the word out via email and promotion, via publicity and their newsletters, and to all the attendees that we're going to be there taking pitches. So that's another promotion. So it's another brand building experience for us. So at the end of the day, this is where, you know, taking 30 of these shows and then multiplying it times 1,000 at this one particular show, pretty easily you can see you can get to 50,000 pretty quick. But I've personally taken over 50,000 pitches. But we're seeing
Last year.
we're seeing tens.
On a Wednesday.
Yeah, hey, we're seeing tens of thousands of things coming through the transom, and that gets whittled down to probably, I don't know, what do you think, about 30, 40, something like that? We're actually taking a real hard look at it,
Yeah.
right? So,
At any given time.
you know, I'm excited about being part of the entire program, and that's why tomorrow we're going to really kind of dive deep and really get a chance to hang out with everybody. Hopefully most of you will be there tomorrow, and I just want to thank Bernd and Greg and Michael for also being part of this, and that's what I'm here to just bring lots of projects in and help take it to the finish line.
All right,
Thank you.
All right, you buddy. That was it. You have them. It's your
All
turn.
right. So,
Damn it, I gotta give him some money again.
Yeah.
Every time he talks, oh, I got a Canadian $10 bill for you.
that's wonderful. You need to go on the line on that, buddy boy. All right. So first off, Greg always does a great job of promoting everyone but himself. So I think I have to start out by just saying, the four of us are here together for a reason, right? So Greg is a superstar. He's the entrepreneur's entrepreneur. He has helped more people getting into business and out of into business than he cares to remember. And he's a great partner to have. And so thank you, Greg. And I'm just as honored as you are. So on that note, really my claim to fame is first and foremost having spent an awful lot of time at this point in the consumer goods industry. More recently, I formed a company back in 2009, as Greg alluded to, called Star Branding. We're simple guys. We're saying that stars can be brands. Did that with Tommy Hilfiger, his brother Andy, and one other guy. And in that context, we ended up driving an awful lot of business. And as Greg said, and I'm just going to bring this home very quickly, we did the largest celebrity deal ever done with Jennifer Lopez, where we had $3.5 billion in minimum guarantees from Kohl's. And the reason why I'm reiterating it, it's worth reiterating. It's worth mentioning again.
Easy for you to say.
So, because when you do that, it becomes kind of very self-fulfilling. As soon as we did that deal, Universal Music Group, the largest music company in the world, came, wanted the deal. We did something with them for all of their stars. The Rolling Stones came. We ended up doing a deal with Nicki Minaj and Adam Levine. We did Steven Tyler. And the list goes on and on. I'm not going to bore you with all of it. But the point is, once you do that, you end up having this automatic, built-in deal flow that I never knew that some people don't have, because it's just always been there. So no different than what Kevin is saying. We have people coming every single week. There is not a week where we are not getting hit up 2, 3, 5, 17 different opportunities. They want us to take a look. They want help. They want us to invest. And it runs now at this point the gamut. Anything from a struggling fashion company to a new tech, revolutionary technology, wanting to get to market and want to help, to get launched. I mentioned earlier today, and it's worth repeating, most of you have maybe heard of Michael Kors. Michael Kors, anyone? Some hands? Yes, okay, good. Some of you were there, but Michael Kors, it's still just kind of amazing that it happened. And by the way, every single one of the large designers has also been in our office asking for help. Kenneth Cole, they all came. Michael came and asked Tommy for help, not for how to grow his business, for how to shut it down. He was done. He couldn't figure it out any longer. He couldn't take it any longer. And Tommy did as he always does. We all have a major network. And he made a couple of phone calls, and some of his original investors come on board. And now Michael Kors has a market cap of $9.5 billion.
And building new stores everywhere.
Everywhere. Well, the reality is, if we had, formed our mastermind investment club back then, it would have been a deal that we all would have been in, and we all would have been so happy. Now Michael and Tommy are happy, but that's okay. I guess that's
And the rich get richer.
Exactly, and that's to your point. You say that all along, right?
I do.
And it is really that kind of inside track. And I
Good
think
old
that's-
boys club.
and that's really what we are bringing. So I'm not going to take a lot of more of the oxygen. I'll just say I'm really happy to be part of it. I see tremendous opportunity, and maybe in closing, just say, when we launched Star Branding in 2009, the whole focus was really on brick and mortar sales. Today, everything has shifted. There's a major kind of disruption going on in the market, as you all know. And we are living now in an economy that many people refer to as either the dream economy or the experiential economy. People are still spending money, but they're spending money on experiences with their friends and family. And the large national retailers are all struggling to survive, as a matter of fact. All the big guys are at this point looking to figure out how many stores they need to close to right size and how many people they need to let go. And what has happened is that the power has shifted from the large national retailers to us, the consumers. It will never shift back. And I mentioned it earlier today, it stands repeating. So Kevin was incredibly early in the direct-to-consumer space. And the reality is the direct-to-consumer space is going to continue to grow and represent a tremendous opportunity, which is why some of the vehicles that we are creating and are investing in are geared towards the future. So on that note, I think I'm going to say thank you and just super excited to be part of
Give
it.
them a Bernal. And Mike Fugler, I know you got a few words.
Where'd you get your t-shirt? Where's the tie today?
Well, you know, I realized that I shouldn't have brought it because people have been asking me where I get some of my creative juices from.
Right.
It's because I have gone to Hogwarts and I've got witchcraft and witchery.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Magic. I've enjoyed a lot of progress and different steps along the way in my career. And one of the things that's been most intriguing for me is each new chapter. And I've been fortunate, I think, to see the future in many of them. So the changes in my life have come because I like to be a leader and I like to be on the leading edge and I like to do new things. And I like to be the one that creates the way that other people follow. So then they come to you for advice and guidance. And I'm happy to say that most of the business that I had in investment banking came from my peers. Because a lot of people that are in financial services or investment banking, they know pieces. They know different parts of the puzzle. The thing that was fortunate for me was I had started at different levels. So whether it's an idea on a napkin, all the way to listing on a New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, I have worked in each and every piece, advised on each and every piece. So when I did new things, my peers would bring deals to me and say, we have it to this point, can you help us finish it? I see this group and the involvement with these guys as the future. I've said it before from the stage, capital formation in America is not working well. There have been attempts to make changes. The changes are underway. New laws are there, new rules are there, but people are yet to figure it out. People have yet to figure out the magic of crowdfunding. People have yet to figure out the magic of Reg A+, the Jobs Act. They're trying to figure it out. They don't quite understand it. So what I see this group as is the opportunity to carve out a new niche, a new way for capital formation in America to work. I think the future are things like Nikki and the program that she's bringing to us, and helping celebrity lifestyle brands prove its model. I think the future is Charles, with having people with his caliber of expertise and experience in his own life joining and bringing it here in a group like ours. So I'm comfortable that we can work together in a regulated environment and figure out a way that we can work best for us. So you've probably heard in the past things like friends and family. You've probably heard pre-existing relationships. What we're creating here is within the teeth of the law. You are now friends and family. You are now beginning to be an existing relationship, and tomorrow you will be a pre-existing relationship within which we build over time and have the right legally to communicate with you. And you have the right to join in with us in the deals that we have, and they're going to be structured right to protect you, to give you guidance, accountability, and transparency. So this is the future. Welcome. I'm glad to be a part of it. Glad to have these guys as partners, and look forward to you being part of our friends and family. So thank you.
Okay, so now I got to do a couple things. So I'm gonna call out a few people that have had the opportunity to invest with us already, join our club already, and I want them, they don't know I'm getting ready to call them out, and let them say a few words for us. So Stephen West, would you please come to the front of the room?
Stephen has left the building. Why would you start with me? Nobody else is going to get a chance. I'm going to shut her down. Okay.
Come up here.
Nobody else. You should have. I'm a closer. Put that coffee down. Coffee is for closers.
I don't want to give you 20 minutes, just like 30, 45 seconds. Whoa.
To say what? Hello and good night. Tip your wait staff. What do you want me to tell them? I'm here. I bet the farm on these guys. I grew up in a more rural environment than this, and I grew up listening to country music. And Randy thank you. Have a nice day. Randy Travis has a song called I'm hanging out with a better class of losers. So if these guys are wrong, I'd rather be wrong with them than my uncle that ain't never done nothing. So, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, oh, it might be risky. Yeah, getting out of bed in the morning is risky. So I get there's a whole lot of things that could go wrong. Yeah, and the earth could end. But I'll end life with a bunch of cool guys. So, I mean, where else are you going to go and have access to even the terminology DVRS? And I now know what that stands for and can teach a detailed class. How am I doing? 30, 45 seconds? I started quoting Manny Travis. I dare you to top that one. And I'm just getting to know y'all once I, you know, get over my bashfulness. I'll come out of my shell. And I know what you're thinking. God, please don't do that. We might get some on us. So, that wipes could explode and kill us all. So, yeah, no, seriously, life's risky. So where are you going to get access to this type of, and I've heard this pitch a lot, and it is genuine, as Burnt called it one time, love fest. That's not just a show, there's genuine respect and camaraderie with a group of guys that, I mean, when you think about the people that have operated at this level, I mean, the guy invented the infomercial, the $6 billion man, I called him, and what, you know, Greg was running his own investment firm at 21, yeah, youngest ever, world record. And I made the joke when I was doing the intros about Burnt had figured out how not to sleep, and that's why I read your intro. And when I got through reading your intro, I said, here's a guy's figured out how not to sleep as well. So to have these guys operate at this level and not be so consumed with their own ego. And so I like to say that none of us are smart as all of us. So these guys see value in you bringing ideas and concepts, not just your money, but your time and talent and interest and love and camaraderie. So kind of get amen.
Amen. No, we're going to see if the next guy can top that.
There ain't no next
The next guy, I think he invested twice as much as Steven did, so maybe it's twice
I ain't
as
done
good.
yet.
No, and actually the next guy I want to bring up here, he actually offered. He goes, I would love to say something. Mr. Charles Rashid.
Thank you. I'm definitely not a speaker, and I can't top anything close to that. I'm just a poor country boy from West Virginia. So
I just need to squirm.
you know, I thought of just I thought I'd just tell everybody my story about how I met these guys, and it was less than a year ago. So I was at the Grant Cardone 10X conference in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale, in February, and I met Jeff and Ed and Greg, and we just hit it off. And so I ended up investing $50,000 with these guys, and every single time that I hear them talk or I talk to them on the phone, I mean, I just get a genuine feeling. And my wife, of course, has that special
They all do.
so she said, you know, you did good with these guys. So I feel, but every time I hear them talk, every time I hear anything about them, I do research on the internet, talk to them, listen to these guys, you know, I'm more and more impressed. And I mean, these guys are rock stars. I'm just a little guy from West Virginia, and just to have the opportunity to stand up here and talk to you guys about them, with them, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, I watch this guy on TV all the time. I love it, and he's a genuine person.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be a part of this, and you know, open to any questions. But I'm not a good speaker like my friend from Alabama or somewhere.
Houston, Texas, baby.
He's from Houston.
There you go. So
Thanks for coming to Grant Cardone.
yeah, man, I love it. Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right,
That was great.
So, and you have to indulge me because this is the last time we're going to do this, and this is real, right? But we're also marketers, and we want to expand this vision. We want to have 1,000 people in our group, and we want to build this thing up. And the price now to get in is $3,500 to join our club a year. And I love the thing that you've always said, Kev. You know, said your net worth is going to directly correlate to your net work. And I promise you, when you get into our mastermind, the people you meet, the people you hang with, is going to increase your net worth.
You know, one thing I forgot to tell you, Greg, you remind me of that, is I've been told that you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
And a mastermind group, that's what that
There you go.
makes you. It raises you.
Yeah.
Exactly.